Wakanda forever. And while we're at it, Black Panther forever. King T'Challa, as well as the lineage before and after him, has captivated Marvel fans for generations for his incredible blend of mysticism, technology, geopolitics, and just his straight up ability to kick some ass on a daily basis. When we flick back through the glossy pages, Black Panther has actually taken down some pretty mammoth heroes and villains, and along the way, he's managed to garner some pretty serious superhero credibility. Before we dive into this video though, nerds, we are stoked to announce that Marvel's BFF, Disney, have collaborated with Top 10 Nerd to give fans an exclusive giveaway of the new Nutcracker and the Four Realms Blu-ray, DVD and digital release, starring Keira Knightley, Helen Mirren and the one, the only, Morgan Freeman. The DVD is being released today, and to enter this contest, all you have to do is search at Top 10 Nerd Official on Instagram, hit that follow button, like the contest photo, and then tag 2 friends that you'd happily watch this movie with. Once we have our lucky winners, you'll receive a DM with further details on how to claim your prize. Much love, Disney, and thanks for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to keep an eye on our Instagram page for future contests just like this one. Hello nerds, what's going on, and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd, the nerdiest channel on YouTube. For one time only, I keep using that line, don't I? So I guess I got to come up with some new material. I'll be your host, Jack Finch, as we dive into the Wakandan PR department, pen a few dinner invitations, and take a look at the top 10 superheroes that Black Panther respects. Roll the clip. Coming in at number 10, Iron Fist. Now, although the Netflix depiction of Danny Rand kind of had fans reeling over his less than impressive performance, the titular Iron Fist has had an impressive foray through some of the greats of Marvel Comics. The guy's got a glowing, immortal fist. What do you expect? Well, during the events of the Black Dragon, the criminal mastermind Nightshade had a bit of a grudge against T'Challa and resurrected the fabled Chinese monster Qiantang the Black Dragon. This guy had managed to inadvertently mind control Iron Fist, which resulted in a pretty fervent brawl between the two, with ultimately Black Panther coming out on top, of course. Nevertheless, it left T'Challa with a pretty bloody taste in his mouth, and after the mind control effects wore off on Iron Fist, he was a little bit more the wiser of Danny Rand. Next up at number 9, Wolverine. And it's pretty hard not to respect Logan, right? Come on, just look at the guy. Wolverine is always down for a scrap, and it's kind of difficult to not be affected by his rugged, roguish charm. But during the Killable storyline, Wolverine's strongest asset, his healing factor, is shut down by an alien virus, and his renowned fighting prowess begins to fade. On a quest to find someone who can help restore his abilities, Logan ends up sneaking into Wakanda without King T'Challa's approval, and it ends in a calamitous brawl that Black Panther easily wins, after noting that Wolverine's fighting style is solely dependent on his reckless ability to take damage. But as we've seen with a certain White Wolf, Black Panther has a quiet respect for injured beasts, and Logan ended up being exactly that. Swinging in next at number 8, Deadpool. Again, much like Wolverine, it's kind of hard not to have a smirking respect for the merc with a mouth, and Wade Wilson is one to easily win over. While Black Panther and Deadpool have actually gotten into a few scraps down the line, but the most epic showdown occurred during the events of Civil War II. Deadpool and Black Panther end up running into each other inside the Ultimates headquarters, and all hell breaks loose. Now, you'd think that Deadpool would kind of have this fight, right? Considering that he's a mutant ninja assassin possessing the most powerful healing factor in the world, but nah. T'Challa has a habit of overcoming the odds, and in the end, he breaks every bone in Wade Wilson's body and throws a toilet on his head. But the pair developed a quiet respect for each other. Next up at number 7, White Wolf. We touched on it a little bit earlier with Wolverine, but Wakanda as a whole has a soft spot for taking in strays in the Marvel Universe. Although only in the Marvel Cinematic Universe version, because in the comic books, the name White Wolf has a whole other meaning. During the events of Avengers Civil War, T'Challa was pretty hellbent on earning his revenge against Bucky Barnes, who he believed to be the perpetrator of his father's death. Obviously, it was Klaue, who definitely won't be making this list for obvious reasons, but after that whole thing was cleared up and everyone realised they've got the wrong end of the stick, T'Challa actually offered to undo Hydra's mental programming of Bucky. Eventually, he was cured and spent his time resting in Wakanda, earning him the monicum the White Wolf, and the pair developed a wholesome little bromance. Good job, guys. Coming in at number 6, Captain America. And this one is pretty self-explanatory, as Cap and King T'Challa have had a long line of respect and working alongside each other. In fact, when Black Panther was incognito under the identity Luke Charles, he teamed up with Cap to battle Baron Zemo, earning him an invitation straight into the Avengers. Since then, they've been best friends forever. T'Challa designed Falcon's new flight harness as a favour for his buddy Cap, as well as later giving him a brand new vibranium shield. It's pretty straightforward. Captain America and Black Panther are super buddies, and they both consider each other some of the most masterful individuals in the Marvel Universe. And T'Challa likes him much better than Tony Stark, so it's just business, right? Next up at number 5, Moon Knight. Yeah, it's gotta be right. Mark Spector has been there pretty much whenever T'Challa really needed a friend, and strangely enough has been a cosmic light in the dark for the Black Panther whenever he's at his lowest. During the events of the early 2000 Black Panther Volume 3 run, Killmonger challenges and beats T'Challa in a duel for the throne, losing the role and power of the Black Panther. During that trying time, our boy Moon Knight alongside Brother Voodoo mystically nursed T'Challa back to health. Why? Because he's a good guy and Moon Knight respects him, even going so far as to journey through the spirit realm in helping T'Challa reconnect with Bast, the Black Panther deity. Oh hi Mark. Coming in at number 4, Shuri. Yeah, of course, he'd be a pretty strange dude if he didn't even respect his own sister, especially when your sister is Shuri, an absolute genius and also future Black Panther herself. From an early age, Shuri coveted the mantle of the Black Panther, but T'Challa quickly took her under his wing, extensively training her in hand-to-hand combat and promising that she would fight on her own terms should she ever need to take T'Challa's place as leader of Wakanda. That bond is pretty much left unbroken throughout the Marvel Universe, even when things get really bad and T'Challa holds dominion over the Necropolis and Shuri ultimately banishes him from his own kingdom. She even sacrifices herself to save her brother's life. Of course, he's got to respect her. Swinging in at number 3, Namor. And these last 3 entries on our list are going to be surrounding some of the Black Panther's greatest enemies, because if anything, he's a superhero who values adversary. Namor is right at the top of the pile of these, and as the respective leaders of Atlantis and Wakanda, there's been an intrinsic level of respect from the start in an effort to prevent the two nations from succumbing to all-out war. Obviously, Shuri as Queen of Wakanda had a lot to say about that and kind of upset the apple cart, but the point remains the same. T'Challa and Namor respect each other. Throughout some of the recent Marvel storylines, Black Panther and Namor have developed one of the most engaging rivalries in comic book fandom, and is a glaring reminder of how different the title of superhero and king really is. Next up at number 2, Man-Ape. And there is no greater native rivalry in Wakanda than between T'Challa and M'Baku, and with that rivalry comes a well-deserved and hard-earned respect. Of course, the MCU highlighted this in a much more succinct way. Throughout the comic books though, Man-Ape and Black Panther have an incredibly bloody history, and the pair have tried to kill each other on numerous occasions, with Man-Ape completely succumbing to the rage and animalism of his spiritual counterpart. It's nice then that the MCU film managed to slightly subvert this fact, and the result was that tear-jerking moment when M'Baku finally showed his true colours to T'Challa. He's a nice guy really, if not a little misunderstood, but hopefully we get to see his newly fleshed out character in a further role. And finally at our number 1 spot, Eric Killmonger. Because, of course, the deep philosophy of Black Panther would be nothing without its counterpart, Eric Killmonger. Throughout several comic book storylines, Eric Killmonger has been on the fringes of what he believes Wakanda truly represents. Although initially T'Challa was the victim of Killmonger's continued deceit, throughout comic book history, the power struggle between the Black Panther mantle has given them both a hard-earned sense of respect for each other. Purely from a martial perspective, the pair are incredibly equally matched, and it's hard for T'Challa to ignore the fact that despite the disadvantages and struggles Killmonger faced, the pair are equals. If anything, the MCU depiction of this storyline does a fantastic job in highlighting this dichotomy, and King T'Challa and Eric Killmonger are just two sides of the same coin. Well, there we have it, nerds. Cheers for sticking around all the way until the end. Why don't you let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Before we leave, we've just got to give a massive shout out to our sponsors Disney and their giveaway of the Nutcracker and the Four Realms. Make sure to grab yourself a chance to win a copy in our exclusive Instagram giveaway. You can find more details in the info box down below. Make sure to head over to our Instagram and follow us at Top10NerdOfficial for more exclusive giveaways exactly like this. As always, you've been watching Top 10 Nerd. I've been your host Jack Finch, and until next time, you take it easy.